What's up, y'all? It's the Hot Action Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Kerr, and I don't have a lot of time this week, so we're going to keep it short and sweet. I got absolutely torpedoed last week. Let's take a quick look. We started the week off with a win for Seattle, which I like. And then the morning slate on Sunday is what we call Sunday Bloody Sunday. We started with Minnesota minus 2.5. That's an L. We took Buffalo minus 16.5. They won, but not by enough. They didn't cover. That's an L. We took Tennessee plus 7.5. The thesis was wrong. That's an L. Houston apparently does deserve to be 7.5 point favorites over a team like Tennessee, I guess. We took Detroit minus 8.5. That's our lone win. Then we took Washington minus 2.5. They would lose outright to Atlanta, 27-34. We took Tampa Bay plus 3.5. Of course, they would also lose by, 6 to Philadelphia. Carolina plus 5.5. New England smoked them 13-42. We looked at the Chargers minus 5.5. They would lose outright and also send me home in my Survivor pool, so that was cool. We are out of Survivor. I will no longer be doing Survivor picks on this channel. Then we got a nice win. We took Jacksonville plus 3.5. I was pretty sure San Francisco was not very good. Yep. They're still very injured, and quarterback looks like that toe injury reoccurred, so we are not going to see him on Thursday, which is going to probably inform my pick. So keep that in mind. Then we took the Rams minus 3.5 over Indy, and we got lucky with this one. Indianapolis should have scored a touchdown where I believe it was Adonai Mitchell bobbled the ball before the goal line and threw it out the back of the end zone for a touchback. One of the most disappointing things that can happen in a football game if you're cheering for the other team, but thank goodness it happened in my favor this time. Yeah, I'm just happy that I got one. So yeah, another loss. We took Vegas minus half point. They would lose by 1 point in a very confusing fashion. We took Baltimore minus 2.5. They would lose by 17 to Kansas City. Kansas City looks like they're back to life, maybe. I don't know. I'm completely beat down at this point. They got Green Bay minus 6.5. They would tie with Dallas 40-40. If you told me Green Bay scored 40 points in a game against Dallas, if I had this information when I was making the bet, I would make that bet twice as hard. I would lay so much money on Green Bay to have won if they scored 40 points, right? But they did, and I lose. It's horrible. All right, then we got the Jets. We got the Jets plus 2.5. They would lose by 6. That's not enough. And then one of the only ones I got right this week, we got Denver minus 7.5. For a total score of 5-11. This is a absolutely deplorable week for your boy. Let's take a quick look at the standings, the season standings. We got Pick and Pablo at 60th out of 92 at 32-32. We went from being quite a respectable year to dead even, so we got some work to do. Let's get back to work. Let's get on the horse. Gamblers, we can't win all the time, but hopefully we avoid weeks like we had last week. So right out the gates, the rule has been getting crushed, and I have trouble picking the 49ers in a short week when they are so depleted. I'm taking the Rams minus 5.5. I'm just going to do it. Hold my nose, pick the Rams. I like the Rams team right now. They're rolling. They're beating good teams. San Francisco, I think the opposite. Yeah, I got to change something. Maybe the rule isn't working. Maybe anything's happening. But I don't know. I'm totally tilted. I'm just gonna be making picks here. Then we got the 6 a.m. game. We got Minnesota at Cleveland in London, England. I'm taking Minnesota. I don't think Cleveland travels very well. I think they're good at home, but this line isn't very big, so you need to give me some more points if I'm taking Cleveland anywhere, especially not at home. We're taking Minnesota. Minnesota got smoked on the road last week by Pittsburgh, but it felt like a home game for Pittsburgh and Ireland, so we'll see what happens. We got Dallas minus 2.5 at the Jets. The Jets are 0-4. Dallas has been hanging around with decent teams. I'm taking Dallas minus 2.5. Maybe I'll regret it. We'll find out. Then we got Denver at Philly. Philly's at home. 3.5 seems manageable. We're taking Philly. We got Houston plus 3.5 at Baltimore. I really don't know what to do with this one. Baltimore keeps disappointing me. I think this might be a spot for them to get right. For whatever reason, I still don't believe in Houston. They are not scoring enough. Baltimore's defense has been terrible. And we don't know if Lamar is going to be playing or not. I've heard he's out 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that he might play this weekend. I don't know what to believe. We're taking Baltimore. They're at home. I'm just gonna choose to believe in this team for now, and they might continue to disappoint me. But I kind of feel like this Baltimore team could still turn it around. But who knows? We got the Giants plus 1.5 at New Orleans, and I really loved a lot of stuff that I saw out of the Giants last week. But we'll see how this rookie QB and company travel. We're going to take New Orleans as a favorite for the first time all year. We're taking New Orleans in the Dome. Yeah, I have a feeling that this game is going to be a low-scoring game, if I had to guess. But we will find out on the weekend, and hopefully I'm just not getting absolutely crushed at this point. We got Las Vegas on the road at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is giving up 6.5 points. We're taking Indy. Yeah, trying not to overcomplicate things. Indy's good. Las Vegas is not very good. We are taking the favorite here. And yeah, I think Indy is fairly capable of blowing out teams that are not elite. Then we got Miami getting a half point at Carolina. Now, I don't like either of these teams, but I think I will be taking Miami. I don't know. This one's a tough one. This is not one I would be betting if I didn't have to pick the whole slate. Okay, then we got Tampa Bay at Seattle. Seattle is giving 3.5 points. Tampa Bay is really banged up, but they have been quite good so far this year. They're 3-1. Seattle's 3-1. Seattle's at home. It's a tough spot to play. Bucky Irving's injured. I heard that, Baker Mayfield's injured. Everyone's injured, so I'm just going to take Seattle. I hate betting on my favorite team. I'm terrible at betting on Seattle. When I bet on them, they lose, but I just have to do it here. I don't know what else to do. All right, now we got Tennessee 0-4 at Arizona. Arizona has to give up 8.5 points. They're playing at home. This Tennessee team managed to not cover against Houston last week. They are deplorable. I'm taking Arizona, but I don't like it. Arizona has managed to do pretty good against really bad teams, but they have not beaten good teams. I don't know what to think. I'm totally tilted. All right, moving on. We got Washington plus 2.5 at the Chargers. Chargers looked very pedestrian at home away last week, but I think being at home might cure what ails them. We're taking the Chargers. All right, we got Detroit minus 9.5 at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's been getting blown out all over the place. 9.5 might be a lot for a home game, but we're taking Detroit. They're absolutely styling on fools every which way. So we're gonna go ahead and take Detroit and not overthink things, I think. We got New England at Buffalo in prime time, and guess what? We're going back to the rule. We're taking New England plus 7.5. Buffalo might absolutely blow New England out, but I think they're scrappy. You know, this Drake May kid's really got some pizzazz going on. And now here's a really interesting game to bet, the Monday night game. We got Kansas City giving the 3.5 points at Jacksonville. We're taking Jacksonville just because they're getting 3.5 points at home. I feel like Kansas City could easily win this game, but, you know, on the balance of probabilities, I think it's best to take Jacksonville because I think they'll probably win this more often than they wouldn't. All right, with that in mind, we are submitting this slate. That was pretty quick and dirty. We kept it under 10 minutes. Those are my picks for the week. I don't know if I even like them. I don't know if I'm even going to continue gambling after this week, but hopefully I see you guys all next week. This has been the Hot Action Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Kerr. Peace out. 45.